Our next speakers are Nebojsa and Goran&Nebojsa, and their topic for today is machine learning application in the hospitality industry, optimization of HR management. Nebojsa works as a director of informatics at Maestra, which is a member of Adris Group, and it is owner of IT and business consulting company. In 20 years of work experience, Nebojsa has worked on the management and the constructing of IT systems and digital transformation projects. In addition to technical lecturer certificates, he holds a number of internationally recognized professional certificates. On the other side, Goran&Nebojsa is a senior data science consultant at Poslovna Inteligencija, a company specialized in the implementation of intelligent information systems. His professional background includes consulting, engineering, managerial and mentoring roles. He holds a dozen of international recognized certificates in the fields of project management, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and computer vision. Speakers will talk about ML-based automated staff planning and optimization solutions that is able to provide hotel managers with forecasts of staff requirements on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. The solution is built on a top of open source ML platforms with focus on time series forecasting. Nemanja and Goran, can you come on the stage?
Okay, good afternoon, and thank you everybody for coming to our presentation about our real live case of machine learning. As my colleague said, I'm Nebojsa, I'm IT director, even though my role has been changed a little bit in the last period, but I was IT director in Maestra at the time of this project. And my colleague Goran, who is going to go a little bit in the technical aspect of our project. I will cover the business side, something from IT perspective. He will cover technical aspects of our project. So, our need for this machine learning project that our business need is our actually business challenge is that human resource management is very important in the hotel industry that we are in. So effectively management human resources is very, very important to us, and it actually makes a difference in the landscape of hotel industries throughout Croatia and world. The hotel industry is actually very labor intensive business activities, and about 40% of our operational costs are labor costs. In the hospitality sector, it can go even to the 50%, and this is just one aspect. The other aspect is, as you've probably heard from portals and news, we have a very large problem with hiring new personnel. We need to import from other countries, other continents. We don't have enough cooks, waiters. Everything is missing. So we need to be very, very good at optimizing human resources that we have. So, a little bit about Maestra as a company. Maestra is one of the leading tourist companies in Croatia. We have about 12,000 accommodation. We can have 35,000 guests. And we have our objects in several cities in Croatia. Mainly, we are located in Istria, Rovinj, Vrsar, but we also have in Dubrovnik, we also have in Zagreb, and recently we acquired in Split, Hotel Marijan. We are going to build something new there. So, as you can see, we have objects in every major part of Croatia, and we have a large number of objects and accommodation suites. We also acquired HUP Zagreb, that is number of hotels in Zagreb is now under Maestra management. Just to give you a little bit perspective of our size, we are responsible for about 8% of annual volume of overnight stays in Republic of Croatia, so pretty large in this industry. Maestra as a company, and we are also member of ADRIS, along with Croatia22 and some other companies. So, Maestra is following the latest technology trends. Why? We want to, and we are forced to, because, you know, every tourist agency that deals with hotels and accommodation is somewhat similar. We offer sun, sea, fun, stuff like that. But where we differ is the number of technologies that we implement and the digital transformation that we went through. Maestra used our COVID years for digital transformation, new technologies, business intelligence, data science, projects like that, to prepare better for a season. And we are, to be honest, we were pretty surprised by the last year's season because it was of the scale, in the good way. We are very aware of the data that we have. We are very aware of the importance of data. We have databases from 2008, so for the last 12 years, we are gathering all the data that we can gather. We are working on the quality of that data, of the interconnecting of that data with some systems. And we are also in possession of all the data from all important business segments. So, operations is our main, you know, area of work, hotels, guests and stuff, but also finance, marketing, sales, human resources, and so on. And we started to do actively some projects regarding business data. We started with some business intelligence projects. We have business intelligence systems, but we want to improve on that. And we felt that the time has come for moving from automated reports to automated decisions, because we employ about 4,000 people in our peak of the season. It is a large number of people to handle. So everything that can help us to be more, to reduce the time for decisioning, that's good for us. So labor cost management is, as I said, a pretty important thing in our industry. And we have data about labor costs on a daily basis, on hourly basis, different types of time, evening, night shift, and so on, and so on. So, as you can see, we are trying to follow the latest trends in data management. So, for our case, we chose a hotel, family hotel known as Amarin. It is located in Rovinj. It has about 280 rooms, and it can accommodate about 850 guests. The type of guests, families with children. So if you go to Amarin, you will hear a lot of noise, you will see a lot of running, falling, screaming, you know, the usual with family with children. Why we chose Amarin? Because it was a simple model to test. So we didn't want to start in data science with something very, very big. It's expensive, it's long-lasting. You know, it will not give us realistically what we can do. This hotel is significant to us because it works throughout the year, and it's almost always full. And we tested a model in our main restaurants for boarding hotel guests. So what we wanted to do? We wanted to see if machine learning or data science can help us to be more efficient in management of workforce in our restaurants. Number of waiters, number of chefs, when we need to increase them, when we need to lower them, how long they need to work, stuff like that. It was all done manually. Now we wanted to try something else to do it automatically with the help of, you know, IT. So, for my last introductory slide, before I give it to the technical guy, what we wanted to basically to achieve. Optimize labor cost and maximize profitability. I mean, the basic stuff for all, you know, projects. But as I said, we have a problem, like everyone else in this industry, we have a problem with shortage of staff. we have a big problem with shortage of staff. So this is pretty important to us. It is a big difference to us if we need 5 personnel in our restaurant on 10. Because if we don't need 10, we can redistribute these 5 to some other hotels. We want to, reduce burden to management so that they can move to other business instead of deciding number of personnel, who goes where. They need to check manually, okay, now we have that much personnel, now we need to send 2 more, or we need to send 1 out, and so on. We want to, have some objective KPIs, objective reports about how we use our personnel. Of course, planning is a pretty important issue to us. We want to have long-term modeling, short-term planning, and so on. Balance work of our workers so that we are not understaffed or overstaffed, and of course to have some objective pointers for rewarding. So that was our main objective, to see how good can we monitor and manage number of staff in our restaurant, in our hotel. How Maestra did that with the help of Poslovna Inteligencija, well, this is something that my colleague will explain. Okay.
Thank you, Nebojsa. Okay. So Nebojsa mentioned that how Maestra recognized the importance of smart, data-driven, advanced analytical solutions, which are important for better resource management, for better resource allocation that actually affect and contribute to more competitive and improved customer service, or to better guest satisfaction, or in this case, it's a hotel guest. So, okay, this is technical side of the story, but the most important part of this is actually hotel staff, highly motivated, highly qualified, highly professional staff with well organized and well planned workloads. So, and the time planning, the planning of staff can be hard, and it can be time consuming. It depends on staff managers' personal experience, organizational management skills, time management skills. It can result in unevenly distributed workloads. So Maestra and Amarin Hotel were perfect. This was perfect situation. This was perfect environment for the introduction of an automated solution built on top of a machine learning model, a time series machine learning model that is capable of providing staff managers with the working hours forecast. So here we delivered a web application based on time series machine learning model. We had two main goals, and the application has 2 main outputs. So the first one, we provide staff managers with the forecast of working hours, and for a particular department, a team, or a cost center in a predefined time interval. And the second one was to provide staff managers with the forecast of staff requirements. So we actually use working hours predictions to map those hours to job categories and to job positions, and then we create staff schedules that are reviewed by staff managers, and then If necessary, they are corrected and then delivered and distributed to staff members. Okay, so you already seen this picture. We followed the standard data science life cycle process. We started with business understanding. We needed to identify goals and identify data sources, data types. Here we had a huge help from our colleagues at Amarin Hotel. So I have to mention a special thanks to Melita Vucelic, head of controlling, Roberto Brezac, business analyst, and Dino Juricic, who works as a database expert. So thanks a lot again for all the help and all the understanding and all the discussions we had with you while building this solution. And then we moved to data understanding, data preparation with model selection, feature, data preparation, feature engineering, feature selection, and then model evaluation and model deployment. Here we combine actually two data science lifecycle processes. The first one is CRISP, and the second one is TDSP. TDSP stands for Team Data Science Process. It's developed, designed, proposed by Microsoft, and the CRISP is a classic approach to and methodology used for structuring and organizing and solving data science problems. Okay, so based on the data we worked with, we decided to follow time series machine learning approach. So we tested and tried. We focused on open source tools. We tested and tried AutoTS, Darts, TSFresh, Scikit-Time, CATS, all great tools, but we decided to go with Darts because Darts is it has great support for past and future covariates. It has great utilities for simulating historical forecast. You can go back and go through your historic data. You can define different testing time windows, and then you can define different sliding steps. And there are numerous options you can use with this library, toolkit, or package, whatever you want to call it. So with Darts, we actually this is the architecture of our solution. So here everything revolves around Python, Python libraries, tools, packages. We used Flask as a web framework. Front end was built using Bootstrap. Bootstrap has a highly responsive grid system, a number of pre-built features, JavaScript plugins, and so on. And actually, this is also we can see a data flow where we acquire data from Istra Oracle database. We acquire information about overnight stays, about historic working hours. We acquire information about booking, room occupancy, certain information about the results of internal forecasts, and then we do that basic step, the first step of data aggregation, EDA, processing, merging, filtering, joining, transformation, and of course preparation for the next step for the machine learning model training and validation. And here we are actually talking about the production environment because model is being trained and validated every day and saved, of course, and the same model is invoked according to predefined time intervals. And the results of model forecasts are stored in primary Microsoft SQL database, and the same forecasts are also available within the SQLite serverless database. And these forecasts are about working hours, about schedules, combined together with certain data here from this first and second step of processing. They are combined and visualized within a Power BI dashboard and the web dashboard. So for for development environment, we used Visual Studio Code that was communicating with GitHub, and GitHub was used for a version control. So we kind of actually established this. We followed the MLOps guidelines, and we established the continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, and continuous deployment machine learning pipeline or workflow. Okay, how do you know that that your model is actually good and that is actually behaves as expected? So besides the classical error metrics, and we used error metrics because it's a time series forecasting problem, it's a time series regression problem, and when we are talking about these kinds of problems, then we apply error metrics to validate and test the machine learning model. So besides classical R squared and the mean squared error, we choose to use mean absolute error, mean absolute percentage error, and overall percentage error because they're pretty, and those error metrics are actually part of our dashboard. So the staff manager, the second he sees that my mean absolute error metric, he knows what the model, how the model behaves, and what he can expect or she can expect from in his planning process. Okay, and the MAPE, we used MAPE because we are monitoring different departments, and different departments have different number of people that are working there. So we are talking about different scales, different working hours values. So that's why we used mean absolute percentage error to see how the model performs within different departments and on different scales. And overall percentage error is useful. Actually, we take one time window, future time window, or the historic time window, and with overall percentage error, we want to see how all these actually it computes the predicted values for working hours, and it compares that with the true historic working hours, and then it takes the difference and computes the percentage of this within the true working hours. Okay, so that's it. Nebojsa, maybe we can talk together. But this slide is actually it's a small stage. Sorry. So
I'm big.
When we are talking about the impacts and influences of these kinds of models, we can say that we have an increased planning transparency. We have a better understanding of planning process. Maybe you can tell a little bit more about that.
We definitely saw some benefits of this process. To be honest, this is not our first process regarding, let's say, data science technologies. We have our revenue management applications that we are using for determining the price of our rooms in our objects that we post on Booking and other locations. So we knew that we will get some results, and we really did. So as what I said, reduced human errors, reduced time to onboard new employees, very important thing to us. Lower cost of staff planning, management, training. As I said, we are understaffed. Optimized allocation of hotel resources. This is pretty important for us because in the same geographic area we have several objects, and we can quickly transfer personnel from one object to other if we have such needs. So, you know, the more we are accurate in our prediction of our staffing needs, the more productive we are, and at the end our guests are more satisfied because, you know, it's not good if you have a large restaurant with only one employee. People will not be satisfied, people will leave bad reviews. So we saw benefits from this model, and we will probably expand this to our other objects and other restaurants in the future.
Okay, thanks. And just a couple of thoughts for the end. Talking about the model, it can be implemented with on-premise, within cloud, or within a hybrid environment. I don't know. We are talking about software as a service availability, or I don't know, providing information and this making smart decision through API calls, and we are even talking about the applying similar model to other hotel resources, or it doesn't have to be a hotel. It can be I don't know, some other
Definitely
facility, industry, company, whatever.
Thank you for your talk.
Thank you for
It was
listening.
great. You answered my question right now. Does anyone have a question for the speakers? Okay.
Thank you for your presentation. You said that the last season was unexpectedly off the scale in a good way. So my question is, did you had a problem to, did you succeed to open all your hotels and everything, and did you use this model? So you use this model only on that one hotel?
Yes.
Did you succeed to rescale it in that fast way to hire, to open everything?
Yeah, so in the first COVID year, we all, you know, sunk down all industry. But in the second year, we had explosion of guests. We have record years, and to be honest, we and our other, you know, competitors, we were not ready for that because we didn't want to hire, you know, 4,000 people and then to have need for 1,000. So we were definitely not prepared, and we had staff shortage in all our objects, and we were really fighting for, you know, everyone on the market who wanted to work in hospitality industry. As I said, this was only in our restaurant in Amarin, so it didn't have such a big impact on whole of Maistra. But I think if we expand this, you know, technology to other hotels, then we will really have benefits from that. Especially in some crisis years like COVID or, you know, war or something like that. I mean, who knows what will happen.
Thank you.
Maybe my question is similar, but since you only build this model on Amarin Hotel, and correct me if I'm wrong, your collection of hotels mainly adults and even business-oriented. So would you expect this model to work for the other hotels, assuming that a lot of parameters and requirements are quite different because of consumer behavior? It's quite different. So would you expect the same, maybe for your question, machine learning methods would came good and efficient?
Okay, I will maybe from our business side, when we talked about this with our partners, they assured us that this can work in other environments. So we are expecting that it will work, but let's be now clear.
it's not the same machine learning model you're using for, I don't know, the name of some other hotel within the Magister.
Park. Hotel
Okay,
Grand
so
Park.
Hotel Park, we would take the data from Hotel Park and then train a model and then apply the same.
Yeah, because all the data that we have about Hotel Amarin, we also have about every other objects in Maestra. So we can probably use that data to train the algorithm.
Yeah, but I mean, staff workloads are affected by number of things like seasonality, like social events, like holidays, market trends, marketing campaigns. All these affects on staff workload and hotel occupancy. So weather is also important. I mean, you will not go to vacation or you will not stay in a hotel.
To maybe complicate things further, there are totally different type of guests in Zagreb than in Istra. Totally different number of stays, guest profile. Zagreb is not seasonally affected. We don't have seasons in Zagreb as we have in Rovinj. It's highly seasonal stays. So we are hoping that this field model will work in other.
Yeah, I mentioned the Dart actually supports past and future covariates, and the important thing here, I can emphasize that the booking information is of crucial importance. It affects these error metrics really. It makes them look like nothing if you include booking information into the model. So. Yeah.